Yes, that they broke highs and lows on M15, right? You can see that. So this would be a medium inducement, right? So where else would you see a medium inducement? So if you see a medium inducement, for example, maybe here, right?
Yeah.
So this is a medium inducement. So medium inducement, this medium inducement, you were asking why it came, how do you mean it came from something over left? It came from something over here, right? So this, if you remember this morning Zoom, it came from something over there, from a magic manipulation house, if you remember. So it came from something over here. This didn't came from anything over there, but this came from something over there, right? So this is an inducement. It came from something over here. Also, it has vector candles on lower time frame. What we know that we also know that medium inducements are also Asia high, Asia low, Asia high, Asia low are to be considered a medium inducement. Minor inducement is only Asia midline. Okay, so less probability that it's gonna work out, a higher probability that's gonna work out. Yeah. Asia midline is good as a continuation entries to the downside. But Asia low, Asia high, you can look for reversals. Yeah? I don't know if you're writing stuff down, but it's good to have some notes. You can kind of refine it later on, but you can write that stuff down. Also, we have a major inducement. A major inducement is a break of a structural point on H1, M15 H1. So can you see a medium inducement here? Right? A major inducement is here. Yeah. A major inducement you can call, if you want to call this a high, this is a H1 major inducement, right? You can call all of this a major inducement, right?
Yep.
So what they are using, so when you come to the charts on Monday, you go from H1, they go from H1, and they look for inducements. Did an inducement happen? Did, for example, here, an inducement happen? So you are seeing they are breaking this low, right? They're breaking this low, they induce this low. That means, why do you think we're gonna call this an inducement? Why do you think this is?
I know from the Phantom course that the Phantom call it as a expectational order flow, and they say that when you break a structure on H1, H4, there is an inducement, and what you expect is a pullback, which basically is the same, for here.
It's basically the same. But we would call this an inducement because it induced these traders. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So this is a great example of trendline traders, right? So people on the lower time frames, retail traders who just started trading or whatever, or whatever, experienced traders do, they see this as trendline, they're gonna buy here. And they're waiting for their inducement, right? So they get induced here. Maybe somebody is gonna wait for a breakout strategy and get induced too. Somebody's gonna wait for smart money trap and get induced too. So we are waiting for all of those inducements. When the major inducement happens on H1, what they are doing is, in lit Discord, they are calling it moving away from trap. So once this happens, once major inducement happens on a higher time frame, of course, H1, now you understand that this is a valid supply and demand zone. This is valid. So if this is a valid supply and demand zone, you're going to move away from trap. You're just going to look for mitigations to move away from trap. Okay? So we are only moving away from trap. We are moving away. Got it? So major inducements hold the most value. These are the ones that are strong, that are very strong. Inducement, moving away from trap, mitigations. This is now a valid supply and demand zone. This is not a valid supply and demand zone. Yeah?
Yep.
Understood?
Yeah, I got it.
Major and minor inducements. So again, minor is a break of structure or break of a structural point on M1, M5. Medium is break of a structure on M5, M15. And also what? Asia high, Asia low. This is also Asia midline. And then you have major, which is basically a break of a structure on M15 or H1. This came from supply and demand on the left. This came from supply and demand on the left. This didn't came from anything. It does have nothing on the left. Understood?
Yep.
If you look for a minor inducement, you will look for those 4 traps on M1. If you look for a medium inducement, you're going to look for a build-up on M5. Yeah? So, for example, I noticed that some people are in Discord are doing, they're doing something like, let me find an example. They're doing something like this. They're marking this is example. They're marking M1 build-up, right? And the marking M1 build-up, some people are gonna wait for inducement here, for example, and then take a continuation, and that's how they scalp, or take this, and that's how they scalp, right? But it won't give you too much. I think it personally is better to wait for a medium inducement. Understood? See, it gives you something you can look for. You can look for continuation trades, right? So inducement happened here. Inducement happened here. You can take this mitigations here because you saw inducement. You can take this, or you can even take this. But they are continuation trades, and they are gonna give you. I'm not gonna say they're gonna give you only a few pips. Sometimes the market just keeps dripping down, but there are less probability that they're gonna work out. You know, that they're gonna give you high risk to reward. Yeah. For example.
But I don't, Ivan. I don't understand because what happened here is that you mark an inducement.
Here.
Can you clear that? Yeah, you mark here. We have an inducement, yeah.
Yeah.
So based on the H1 inducement, we said that this is the valid supply demand, and now we would like to trade here.
This is M1. Yeah? This is M1.
Okay, so on M1, this logic doesn't work. It's the opposite.
This logic doesn't work. On M1, what I want to say, on M1 it works, but it won't give you a high risk to reward. You know, it's risky to look only for minor inducements. Very risky. Understand what I'm trying to say? And
I understand.
And minor inducements on M1 are usually continuation trades.
Okay,
I'm gonna look for continuation.
I get the concept. I get what you're explaining, but how do you apply these in the market?
Okay, so let me just tell Meg, on M1 minor inducements, you look for this is right. If this was H1, and we saw this,
Yeah.
I would look for something like this, right? But minor inducements are very risky, and they are usually continuation trades. You get it?
Yeah, because this is the logic that Phantom is explaining, that you're just breaking structure to the downside.
Yeah,
means
and
that there will be a pullback, and then they will
Exactly.
go in the same direction. Yeah.
Yeah, so the break structure and
Yeah.
returning to the order block, right? So that is
Break structure, returning to the order block. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Or mitigation, yeah. Return to the order block is mitigation, and phantoms call it like a suppline or demand chain, where
Yes.
this is what you
Yes,
marked,
yes.
yeah. Like
But
that
why
there is
do
a
they-
order
bro,
block one,
my
bomb,
question-
the second one, bomb, the next one, bomb, and there is a mitigation, and this is the whole demand chain, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
bro,
a dimension.
this is a breakup structure and returning to the order block. So why do they call it as inducement? I mean, isn't
they're
it the
calling
same
it-
concept everywhere?
It's the same concept. So they're calling this an inducement and moving away from trap, right? Yeah? They're calling it an inducement, but it's moving away from trap. They're calling it an inducement because it induced these retail traders and induced breakout traders and so on and so on. Then induced smart money traders here. You understand? So what they are doing, so the difference between smart money and phantom and all of them is they are just waiting for inducements. This gets induced, you're gonna buy. So this high on H1 gets induced, you're gonna sell. You get it? That's how he does it. On lower time frame, M15, this high here gets M15. This high here gets induced. He's gonna look for moving away from trap and selling. Understood? So instead of order blocks, he's looking for inducements and then mitigations to sell. Understood? So he's not following order flow as an order flow. You know, order flow, or order flow. He's just looking for inducements. He will say this is an inducement and this is a valid entry. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So he's only following inducements. So he's looking for this as an inducement and he's gonna move away from the trap. Then he's gonna go here, and he's only gonna look to trade if he sees an inducement and then he's looking for a move away from a trap. He's waiting for inducement. If this is a downtrend, creating a trend or a lit cycle, and then downtrend. This is what people would buy. He's waiting for this inducement, and then he's moving away from trap. This is a build-up for them. He's waiting for them to get induced. He's gonna move away from trap. Understood? Instead of following order flow, he thinks personally, and I think it's safer too. You need to wait for a trap, and then you can look whatever you want to look in the market, instead of just following order blocks, and then you don't know. For example, MGAT, they do something like this, right? And what Reem does is something something like this. So smart money trap goes down here, and then he buys it because everybody got induced. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So this is safer option than this, right? Because they induced this is a smart money trap. They induced everyone. They created a trend line for trend line traders. They created a breakout, a support and resistance, and then he's gonna take this because they induced smart money trap first. So they are reducing the risk, only taking high probability trades. Also, another important thing which we forget is that he's not going to take this trade if it's not inside a magic hours or manipulation hours. He's going to take this trade because this was London manipulation hours. So this is his POI. He's going to take this trade because maybe this is 10:30 for him. You understand? Instead of this one.
Yeah.
So he does understand this is liquidity, but we, when we come to the market, we need to see a build-up of traders. We need to see that full cycle. So we need to see build-up of liquidity. So liquidity. We need to see inducement first of smart money of those 4 traps. When I say inducement first, and when you saw that picture, it needs to be inducement of all 4 traps. 4 traps get induced, or 3 traps get induced, then you can look to move away from trap. Instead of NGAT, which I personally think they're just blindly taking order blocks, is this, right? Kicks them down. This is where Reem gets in. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's gonna wait for smart money trap. He's gonna wait for trendline build up, whatever, and then he's gonna wait for entry here, move away for trap. If he sees, for example, this high here, this being low on M15, on H1 even, you can see it. He sees an inducement of this. He's gonna look for sells. Understand? That's how he plays ping pong. But he knows this is a high probability buy because it induced something on H1, calling it a major inducement. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The difference between why they call it a difference between smart money and smart money concepts. That this is different than smart money concepts. You can say it's the same thing. You can say it's different, whatever you want to say, but you understand the difference in the strategy, right? Okay, so that would be a major inducement. So when the lead cycle starts, when Monday starts, you're gonna wait. You're gonna go on. I don't know how many pairs you trade, but let's say we traded. We saw this is a major inducement. Now we're gonna move away from trap, and we're gonna keep moving away from trap until we get in. Until we see again a new inducement. Until we see a new inducement, we are still gonna consider this moving away from trap. Yeah. So, when it comes to that major and minor and medium inducements, when it comes to lit cycles, this is how you start your day with lit cycles. When it comes to build-up. So when it comes to build-up, you will look for this. London open starts. You see a beautiful trend line build-up, right? You're thinking, okay, this is a beautiful trend line build-up. I can look for a buy. As a retail trader, you can look for a buy. Then another retail trader thinks, okay, this is maybe a breakout strategy. I can look for continuations to the upside when it comes here. Yeah? Yeah?
Yes.
So you can look for that. And then you see that market induced buyers in this case. And then you understand that you can finally start to move away from trap and look for your entries here. So you are basically waiting for all of them to get induced. So that would be first getting induced. First would be a build-up, inducement, and then mitigation.
Yeah, but inducement, it's not the line down. The inducement is the line up, in my understanding.
Yes, inducement is line up. This is an inducement. But this is also an inducement of build-up traders. You know what I mean? This is inducement of traders here, yeah, who are buying. Understand?
The one that will buy the trend line, yeah.
Yes, the one that will buy a trend line, the one that they're gonna buy this as a smart money trap, or even this, which would be a perfect trap. You can see this. Somebody would think this is a supply and demand, and they would think, oh, you can buy here, and then we kick you out. But we would be looking for this. Yeah. You also have medium inducements here. Yeah. You have a minor inducement here where Reem actually buys too, and he gets advantage of this, but he takes this as a high probability one. But he takes this because it's a minor inducement of Asia midline. But we know what a minor inducement does. Minor inducement is a continuation trade, but eventually it will get kicked out because medium is stronger than minor, right? And we have a lit cycle, which is super important. If you remember the Zoom from this morning, I said the most important thing is to understand where the traps are, the lit cycle, the build-up. That's the most important thing. Understand where the lit cycle is and where the where all the orders of retail traders are. Once they kick out all of the retail traders, you can look for entries, right? Once they kick out smart money traps, trendline traders, once they kick breakout traders, whatever, support and resistance traders, all of those, then you can look for your entry. Or, if you remember me, what I said, you can even look for your entries sooner if you see an indicator correlating with all of that. So when it comes to indicator, let me change it. We have an EDM and LED approach, right? So what would be an what would be LED, for example, LED? EDM means equilibrium divergence manipulation. LED, kill me if I don't know what it means because he never said it. But EDM I remembered. So when you see LED, this would be so examples for LED would be this: a price doing this, yeah. Price. This is, by the way, a momentum line, and this is a black line. One is a moving average. When price is separating from a momentum line, and a moving average is separating from momentum. You understand? So this would be an example of LED. Yeah.
But it has to just, touch it and go in different direction.
In different direction. But if price is crossing sooner, this is approach 1. This is approach 3 in those pictures. I'll send you those pictures. You have 5 different approaches. Approach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is EDM. But basically, approach 3 is when price is crossing here, you know that eventually that's a higher probability POI. You can even look at this indicator from a higher time frame. So in higher time frame, if price is crossing here, eventually that can be your future POI. It doesn't necessarily have to. You're not going to take every cross as your POI. You're not going to take this just because it's crossing here, even though this would work out. But that's just something you're going to keep in mind as your POI, right?
Okay, is this the indicator you were talking about, bro?
Yes. So if price is crossing here, and this is also, let's imagine this is a London manipulation hours, that means this is a high probability POI. Understood? If we see LED working in correlations with our medium inducement, a build-up inducement, and you see a LED here, you're going to take the trade, right? So you reduced a lot of psychological barriers when it comes to this, because you have entry helper to help you with entries. Basically, you see, for example, here a cross and let, right?
Okay,
So
what is a let?
we would let. I don't know what let means. He never said it. But let would be when price is stepping into momentum line and going separate ways. So for me, for us, this would be an entry to take based on let and major, medium inducements and so on, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, when you can you go click and replay and just
I'll see if it's lagging and stuff like that.
yeah, because you don't know that this line
You
will
don't
go
know.
down.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
know. You don't know. You don't know. It is lagging. It is lagging. You can only assume this is going to happen. So how do you enter on let? You have to wait for a candle close. That's why they made it safer. So you wait for a candle close. I personally don't like that. I personally like to enter just when I see this. You see, when you see this, you're gonna enter. You're not gonna enter on every let here, right? For example, you're not gonna enter here, right? Where is let? Where is let? Let's find let. You're not gonna enter here, right? It's gonna give you only few pips. You of course need to see a medium inducement, Frankfurt high getting taken out. You need to see a build up. You need to see all of those stuff, and then take a trade, right? Let is just another confirmation, but they are relying heavily on this indicator.
But isn't that
Okay.
just a momentum indicator with the MA?
Yeah, but it's programmed with different settings. I'll show you later on.
Okay.
But listen, candle close here, right? You can put your stop loss here or whatever you want to do. Candle close here. You now can look for your, you now can sell. You can even put your stop loss here if you want to keep it safe, right? And you can now look for your entry, right? Understood?
Yeah.
So, in Mick, those pictures I sent, you have approach 2, you have approach 3, and approach 4. They are both different. In one, you see a cross and then a let. In the other one, you see let and then another let. And then you will take this POI as your mitigation, and here on approach 3, you will take this POI POI with a cross as your mitigation with let. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but look at those pictures later on. You will see what I'm trying to say. What else we have in what else we have when it comes to approaches is EDM. So EDM would be this. Basically, RSI, but not really RSI. You know what I mean? So you have EDM, equilibrium divergence manipulation here, and you have it here. And then what else you have? You have EDM plus LED. So EDM plus LED plus all of those confirmations from your checklist that I'm gonna send you guys. The checklist, you've seen the pictures. The checklist I'm gonna send you. That's a good, valid confirmation. You're gonna look for your entry after the candle close if you wanna take LED entry. If you wanna take EDM entry, then you can just see this, and take your entry here. This is approach 5. Sorry, approach 5. I'll show you different pictures. Approach 5. You understand? If you see on M5, but I personally like to look M1. If you see EDM plus LED or ED on M1 here, or if you see EDM on M5, which is even stronger confirmation, and then LED on M1, this is a higher confirmation trade than this, but these are two options you can look for when taking a trade. Okay? But you're not gonna take it based on just on this. You have to see everything correlating, all that shit, right? They need to take Frankfurt low now. They need to take the inducement of these traders. You at least know your take profit should be below Frankfurt low. But they also have, I can't get you that. They also have an app, but it's not an app, nothing special. It's just an app that measures how many EDM trades you took, and then they get a reward or something like that. This last week on Friday, there was a winner from Germany. He got like a brand new computer setup, and overall victory on EDM will get a car basically. But you don't. Who needs a car, right? We already have a car. But you understand what I'm trying to say? They're taking a trade but just based on EDM and then putting it in the app. Because EDM is powerful. EDM plus LED is even more powerful. EDM on M5 plus LED on M1 is even stronger. All of that correlating with this will give you a strong indication that you need to take the trade. So you're reducing a lot of psychological barriers.
Okay, but
thinking, is it
Ivan, can you one more time describe the what's EDM and what's LED?
Well, I'll just show you a few more examples. I was just about to do that. Let me just show you more examples of EDM. Let me just find it because I'm trying to look for it. This is not it. Look for it. By the way, EDM EDM is working as continuation trade. So it can work as a reversal, but people are usually taking it as continuation trade. So let's look at, I remember this. Let's look at this trade. This was, I think I posted it on Instagram. This is Thursday. We can see on Thursday that we had EDMs. Can you see EDMs here, guys, before I mark it?
Trying to find something.
I try to find it before I mark it. Okay, EDM here. So we got small EDMs here. Yeah? Small EDMs here. Then you've got a stronger EDM. Where? Another continuation trade. Here and here. You can take this as soon as you see the EDM, or you can wait for a candle close and take your trade. And you would get all of that. Let's say you took this from here, you're gonna put your stop loss 2 pips. Once this candle closes here, or you can put this, or you can put here, let's say 2.8 pips, and you're gonna take this as your entry here. Where else do you see EDM?
Well, this is M1. Okay,
M1. This is M1. I prefer M1. I prefer M1. Some people like M5 to look at this stuff. I prefer M1. Is this an EDM? EDM here and EDM here. We got higher high, we got high, and we got higher high here, right?
And here, this one and this one.
EDM, yes, a good EDM. And what else is here? LED, right?
Yeah, here.
And what else is here? A crossover, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you understand what I'm trying to say? EDMs are really strong when they are aligned with LED.
Okay.
If you see this,
so EDM is basically for the divergence.
you are definitely gonna buy. You're gonna.
LED is
Yes.
for the entries.
Yes.
Okay.
So something like this. This is 7 pips, but you can definitely probably refine it even less. Not 7 pips. When candle closes here, you're gonna look for your buys, right? You're gonna buy, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how high this went, but you can buy. This is GJ, so it's 5 pips. But I took my entry here. This was, I saw EDM, I saw LED, and I took my entry as soon as the candle closed. So I know indicators, everybody knows indicators are lagging, right? But I saw this, and I took it. Because even though it's lagging, you still have time. For example, here. You can still take a trade here after the candle closed. And I literally took a trade, something like this, and it was even better than this. I'll tell you how. And you can wait for it. You waited for candle to close, and you took a trade. A beautiful entry. What I actually did was this, because this is approach 1, limit order is approach 1. I saw this. Where is it? I saw basically, like I said, I saw EDM, right? I saw a build-up on a higher time frame. I'm expecting for a price to go lower, so I put my entry at limit order here, stop loss here, and I'm waiting for LED to happen. LED happens, it takes the trade and it goes down. I think I posted it on Instagram or Telegram, I can't remember. But it was 1 to 14 or something like that.
Yeah, also on Discord, yeah.
Yeah, and where did it tap in? It tapped into here. If you remember the Zoom I said in the morning, I was talking about in the morning, why did it tap here? This is a magic hour, right? And what do you see here? What do you see here?
Order block.
Order block, but do you see, what the hell? It's not EDM correctly, but you can see it, right? Almost getting there. But you might not sure, you're not sure this is right? You're not sure this is right. It doesn't matter. As soon as you see next EDM, you're gonna take a trade, because EDMs are continuation trades, right? As soon as you see this and this, you're gonna take a trade. If you have left with it, you're gonna take a trade.